Hey, what's up everybody? It's Will with Southern Grails and I'm back here with another video. Everybody, today I'm going to do my top finds of 2022. It's a little early, but we're coming up on the holiday season and I'm just going to take a break from buying collections and buying online. I got more inventory than I know what to do with. Not behind me, it's my personal collection, but I got thousands and thousands of records. You guys know I do a weekly auction. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break. This has been the best year of finds for me. Full disclosure, I've only been collecting records for about 5 years. It was kind of interesting how it all started. I've always had compulsive, addictive type tendencies. You know, I go from trends to trends to trends. Years ago, it was oil paintings and artwork and antiques. I would go to thrift stores and I would find, I'd find sometimes valuable pieces of art and valuable pieces of pottery and silver and jewelry, and it was really addictive. It was really addictive to me. And in Stockbridge, there was this thrift store that's never open. It was never open. It was called JB's Thrift, and the doors were always shut. Like I said, it was always shut down. But you could see through the windows, like furniture and everything just packed to the windows. You could hardly see inside. There was so much stuff. And when the guy was open, you couldn't even walk through. So I said, whenever I see that place open, I'm gonna finally pull in. So one weekend, a beautiful sunny Saturday, the doors were open. So boom, I beeline straight inside. And like I said, you can't even walk inside, which for a hunter and a digger like myself is exciting. So you could see off in each little corner, I mean, stacks of record. This guy had, stacked on top of each other, taller than I am. I mean, some of these stacks were just, and then he had them wedged in between pieces of furniture so they wouldn't tip over. So you would think, sure enough, I wasn't into records then, I was into music. But, I started digging through and I was looking for the normal stuff, like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and things like that. But what I was finding was a lot of funk and R&B and soul and things like that. So as I'm looking through them, that's where I discovered Discogs. I was like, man, what's an app where I can find out, what are these things worth? And that's when I found Discogs. So I'm in there in the store and I'm looking through, and I found like a Gabor Szabo's Original Dreams. Dude, I'm finding like, Al Green and Lou Bond and Funkadelic, and I'm looking them up and I'm seeing like, wow, man, some of these are like, $40, $50 records. The guy's only asking $1 a piece. And I didn't know anything about condition or things like that. So, I did my due diligence, bought a huge stack, took them home. I didn't even have a record player, and I would just, and that's where the bug hit me. And I was hooked. I was hooked. And it's been a hell of a ride. So anyway, a little bit of rant there. Let's jump into this, man. 2022 has been my best year so far. Okay. Art Pepper, the artistry of Pepper. It is original 62 press on Pacific Jazz. Art Pepper, you got to get everything you can by him. The return of Art Pepper. This is a 1958 press on Score. There was an earlier press of this with a different label that's just incredibly valuable. This one's still just as rare, almost just as valuable, but Art Pepper, guys, you gotta get it. Okay. Metallica, Reload, original 1997 press. People hate this album. The true Metallica fans, I know you guys like the thrash of Metallica. Man, this is a fucking good album, man. Unforgiven 2, Fuel. I mean, The Memory Remains. This is a great one. It's kind of got that southern, that southern rock sound that they were kind of getting into. All right, this one, I've seen this one a bunch. Happy to find it. It's Karen Jones, Under the Influence of Love, 1982, on Handshake Records. Really rare, really sought after, funk boogie with some grown folks type soul. Really good. It's the only thing that she put out. Love this one. This is an original 1968. This is a mono press. Really hard to find these. Really hard to find this in a mono pressing. Dr. John. This is his debut album, 1968. This was, if you guys follow me, this was the basement collection that I bought. Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite, 1975. So good, so good. They even got the original insert there with it. Dolomite, killer movie, hilarious, hilarious. If you watch him try to do karate in the movie, it's hilarious. Okay, I've had a few copies of this, but I found a promo. Found a nice white label promo, MC5, 1969. This is the censored version. Would love to find an uncensored version, but those can fetch quite a bit. Billie Holiday, Lady in Satin. This is a 1958 stereo pressing. A little more tougher to find than the mono pressings, but this is super duper clean. Really happy to have it. Look at that wax. Woo. Shiny. Nice. Okay. Guys, you know, I'm going to try to put the better stuff at the end, but this is all, man, this is all great heat. Finally got an original Master of Puppets, 1986. Probably the best that Metallica ever did. Last of Cliff Burton. Just picked this one up recently locally. John Lee Hooker, Urban Blues. This is a mono promo, 1967. I said, if you follow me on Instagram, I said that I was going to put this in my auction. Man, after a little bit of thinking, this is so clean and it's rare, I think I'm going to end up keeping it. So if you guys were waiting on it, I'm sorry, man, but the heart wants what the heart wants. All right. Debut album of Tangerine Dream, Electronic Meditation. This is a 1970 German press. Now this is a second type pressing. Still the same year, but the original ones had a little slit right here and it came with a green balloon. Still, if you like that krautrock kind of, not noise rock, but it's different. It's really different, but still good. Okay, this one I picked up at my local record store. The cover had paper on it where it looks like it was torn. It's like it beat up, and it was such a sweet deal. The vinyl was dirty. This is one of those record stores where they don't clean the records, so when they grade them, it's really a grade above than what they graded at, and it was such a sweet deal. The Pretty Things. Get the picture. This is a 1965 mono UK pressing. Really good. 65. It's bluesy. It's rocky. They went on to do a little more psychedelic rock. This is a killer album. Pretty rare too. All right. 1971. Pink Fairies. Never Neverland. Yeah, this is a either German or UK, I believe. But the first one had this original outer poly sleeve that came with it. This is original inner sleeve. But these are notorious because of that thick poly. You see that? You see how it's got that, what they call the off-gassing? It just gets that off-gassing stain given off by the PVC. Doesn't really affect the sound. It just looks like crap, but it sounds great. Really good, really good. There's some hints people say of some proto-punk in that one. I've been looking for this one for a long time. Scary Mulligans, Night Lights, 1963 stereo. Unbelievably, this is some real good nighttime cooking dinner, laid back social jazz, but really good, super duper clean too. Look at that. Really nice. Love this one. 1959, Lightning Hopkins on Folkways record. This is a lot of like standard blues, a lot of Delta blues, old stuff, you know, Alabama, Mississippi, around that era. A lot of these songs like from the, you know, the 1930s and 40s. Lightning Hopkins, he's the man. Found an original first press, Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, 1989. Super stuff. Super duper stuff. Found the debut album, Townes Van Zandt. This is what I found out in Texas. Y'all follow me. Y'all seen that big Texas dig that I did. Yeah, 1968 on Poppy. Townes Van Zandt, one of the best one of the best songwriters out there. Also, when I was in Texas, Lou Donaldson, Lou Takes Off. It's original in 1958, 58 mono. Woo! This one's got a hell of a lineup with Donald Byrd, Sonny Clark, Art Taylor, Curtis Fuller, if you like the trombone. Okay, where are we at? Pluto, 1971, original UK press. Hell of a rock band, hell of a blues rock band, a little psychedelic, all that good stuff. Man, I had a bunch more of this artist, but I sold it, so this is the only one I got. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. It's original 1990 UK. It was only released in the UK on vinyl. Don't know why it wasn't in the United States, but really happy to have that. Also, got a Metallica, Injustice for All, original 1988 pressing, super duper clean. I'm trying to get everything by Metallica. This is the only one I got of this artist. This is Big Star. This is third. This is their 1978 pressing. Super clean, really good. These guys are some incredible songwriters. Love it. Love to have their originals, but man, those are tough to find. Some more Metallica. Creeping Death. This is original 1984 UK on red vinyl. Really rare red vinyl press. Excellent. You guys know I love the soundtracks. Shogun Assassins, original 1980 press. Super rare, super bloody movie. Check it out if you can. Billy Mighty Wright. You got that right. This is original 1982 pressing. Super duper rare, but some killer soul jazz. More out of Germany. Reaction, original 1972. Killer trio, unbelievable. Look at that cover. All right, finally got me an original Led Zeppelin 2. This is RL. Nice, loud bass hits, unbelievable. It's pretty clean copy too. Pretty clean. Got some faint surface stuff, but man, when that bass hits, woo, knocks the needle off the track. Finally got me an original Guns N' Roses 1987 original first press. Super duper clean. Wax is about near mint. Got the original sleeve. Super happy to have that. Purple Image. Yeah, 1970. This is an unbelievable record. Guys out of Cleveland, the only album that they put out. Psych, funk, heavy rock, fuzz guitar, everything that you want in an album, and an incredible cover. All right, this is one I picked up in South Carolina. Jazz for the Thinker, Yusef Lateef, 1957 on Savoy. Really clean. I wonder if this is, yep, it's got RBG. So that's that early RBG. Let's flip this thing, man, get some music. Rocking some Ike Turner. Okay, coming up, Cecil McMee, Matume, 1974 on my favorite label, Strata East. Stunning. Now this one here, apparently this one's hard to find in clean condition. This, along with that Yusef Lateef, when I was in South Carolina, I also found a Helen Merrill there. But this one was in there. I mean, apparently these are hard to find clean. Townes Van Zandt, High, Low, and In Between. It's at 1972. This one's super clean. I mean, it sounds great in the shrink with a little clip. Again, man, this guy's a hell of a songwriter. His voice, he's got one of those real tortured sounding voices when he sings. You feel it and you know that he means it. Okay, we're getting some really heavy stuff, man. Some of my favorites here. 1973, Rudolph Johnson, Second Coming. Black jazz, anything on black jazz, you gotta get it. Don't waste no time. I've shown this one a bunch of times, but it's a super rare, unbelievable. Lee Morgan Quintet, Take 12. It's an original mono promo, guys. Super rare. Lee Morgan allegedly was off the stuff. It's got a great sound. It has a little more of a West Coast if you like that contemporary sound. But then it's got your normal kind of blue note hard bop jazz. But I think most of these are original compositions from Lee Morgan. I don't think there's any standards on here. No, yeah, Take 12 is Elmo Hope, and Little Spain is done with is a Clifford Jordan. But the first three are Lee Morgan's, and second best is an original Lee Morgan. Clifford Jordan on here, love Clifford Jordan. Okay, this one I've probably come across 100 copies of this. Finally got me a clean enough copy that's worthy of the permanent collection. That's the White Album. Original 429/960. Finally got a decent enough clean cover. You guys know how notorious these are. Pretty good. The wax is super clean. If y'all can see that. Wax is super clean. It's a strong VG Plus. With the poster, with the photos. Really happy to finally have a good clean copy. Wish it was a UK, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Love this one, man. Danzig, 1988 original. Man, this is really good, really good. Now, if you have a real sensitive ear, you'll notice that Danzig's tone is almost the exact same in every one of these songs. But Rick Rubin, man, Rick Rubin produced this. You can really hear his hear his fingerprint on there. Really heavy guitar, heavy bass, great production. Danzig, man. Okay, super stoked when I bought a collection, and the guy was like, the kid, well, it was a kid actually, man. The kid couldn't have been no more than 18, but he was cleaning out most of his collection. He's like, you know, once we had made the deal, I was like, do you have any, you have anything else, you might want to come off of? He's like, yeah, I do, but they're not going to be cheap. I was like, show me what you got. And he brought down, this was one of them, along with a few other ones in this, man. But Metallica's original, 1991, what they call the Black Album. So commercially successful. A lot of pure Metallica enthusiasts don't like this album. I get it. You like the thrash. Man, when you put this thing on, whew, did you see that snake? Don't tread on me. Also, he pulled out this one, which we had to do some wheeling and dealing. He didn't want to come off that one cheap, which it's incredibly clean. This one's the same. Pearl Jam. Yeah, original 1994 press. This is my teenage, late childhood, teenage years. This is the soundtrack to my life. Same with this one. Soundgarden, man, 1994 original on orange wax. Again, soundtrack to my childhood. He also brought this one down. These last four, or his last three, including this one, man, I had to haggle with this kid. He wanted $1 million a piece. But Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies, 1994. This is a UK pressing, but absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's got that one on orange, and then it's got the blue or the single side. Alice in Chains. Only Alice in Chains that I got. All right, we're getting into the last 7. These are my favorite finds of the year, guys. Now, I went into a bidding war with this one, and I won it. I'm so happy. This is Juju, A Message from Mozambique. Did I say that right? What is this? 1973 on Strata, the best of the best. This is some space jazz. This is avant, free jazz. If you dig that, this is one. It's really, really tough one to find. This is one I found out in Texas. Pink Floyd, Saucer Full of Secrets. This is original, what year is this? 1968, UK mono pressing. Really difficult to find a first UK press. Wax is pretty good. Got a little light surface, a lot of little light surface stuff, but it probably plays VG Plus. Happy to have that in the collection. Bill Evans, Portrait in Jazz. Now this is a 1961. It's not a first press. I'd love to have a first press, but I'm really happy to have this second pressing. It sounds great. And the wax is really, really clean. Love to have that. These are notorious too for getting ring wear. Whew. Bill Evans Trio, man. Sunday at the Village Vanguard. This is a rare 66 pressing on Riverside. Wax is beautiful. This is probably the best live jazz album, if not one of the best jazz albums of all time. The sound is incredible. Scott LaFour on the bass, him and Bill, man, they sync amazing. I'd love to have a real deal first pressing. All right, love this. This one's sentimental to me. I've had this before. I sold my collection, you know, some years ago when I first started collecting. I was just kind of need, me and my wife kind of need the money. So I sold my entire collection. This one was in it. I regretted it as always. But I just found this recently. I couldn't have been more happy, man. This is the McTrax V103 McDonald, kind of special thing. 1983, this came out the year I was born. These are all local people from here in Atlanta. Really funky boogie. There's a couple of kind of R&B slow jams. Really good, really rare, and a really cool cover too. Really happy to finally have that back in the collection. I won't ever sell that again. All right, the last two, man. These are my last two favorite finds. This one I found in the basement collection. The Stooges Funhouse, original 1970 press. Only Stooges that I got, but it's dirty, it's raw, it's incredible. All right, last one, man. This is the last find. I went into an incredible auction bid. I had to sell both of my kidneys to make up for it, but I'm so happy to finally have it. Thad Jones, Detroit, New York Junction. Original in 1956, pressing on Blue Note. Subtle, it's smooth, it's not overbearing. The compositions are just really easy to listen to. This is a really great jam, you know, for just chilling around the house, if you're cooking, if you got company over. It's nothing too outrageous. Really, really happy to have this in my collection. All right, guys, that's it, man. Those are the best finds of 2022. Like I said, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break from buying. I'm gonna keep the auctions going. I'm gonna do a little cleaning out of my collection. So if you know, save your pennies, don't give them all to Santa Claus. I might throw some good stuff on the auction. But best finds of 2022, man. I'm glad y'all stopped by. All the new subscribers, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining my channel. And you guys know I'm always out there hunting, digging, man. I'll be back and I'll show you some good stuff.